I have no idea how to even go. I want to see Herberholz draft another really solid deck like the one that he just did.
I can tell you what we can expect from Herberholz.
What's that?
Jeskai.
Yeah,
he loves Jeskai. He feels like it's the deck that he's had the most results with in this format. Doesn't feel like he's got, he's like, if I need a 2-1, I'm Jeskai.
Okay.
So.
And that's what he needs, right? To top 8, he needs a 2-1 or better?
Yes.
Now, what about draws for him? Like, what if he can't go?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. It gets complicated. Okay.
I'm not sure. It depends on the. I haven't looked through it. So we're going to watch Mark Herberholz, aka Heezy, the Pro Tour Honolulu champion. So he attempts to come back to the Pro Tour. What?
Bitterwood. That's what his name is. It's German. Yeah.
So there's an Ojitai.
Hey, that's not a bad start.
That's a good start for your Jeskai deck.
And he can even get back the Jeskai Sage there.
Yeah.
Or maybe even the land. Yeah, Ojitai's sweet. A perfectly fine first pick. It's a nice finisher. 7 mana, you got to work your way up to 7. So it's not something that you can just easily have. Was there a Sandstep Outcast that's floating around?
There is a Sandstep Outcast in there, and I think there's a... but he's just taking the dragon.
Yeah.
There's no way you pass, especially if you want to be Jeskai.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's a good pick. There's actually...
A Sandblast in there,
there's a Sandblast and a Sandstep Outcast, and there's also a Jeskai Sage.
He's
and
getting
a
something
Tranquil
back.
Cove.
He's getting something back.
He could get something good back.
Yeah.
Probably he's going to get the Jeskai Sage back, but if the land comes back, he's happy.
Yeah, people talk about the Fate Reforged packs being not super deep, certainly compared to the Cons packs.
They're darn shallow.
But you're going to get 2 main deckable cards out of that pack if you're Mark Herberholz.
Yes.
We think.
If not, that's a little scary.
Yeah.
That means you're not
start thinking Mardu.
That's right.
Corresponding Sandstep, Mastodon, Past, Pressure Point, Aven Skirmisher, Lotus Path Jin. So he's blue-white. It's his first pick.
That is so awkward. So Sandstep Mastodon does not fit well with what he's already chosen, but it is an absolute bomb. The problem is he would end up with 2 7-drops at that point.
He's got to make a choice between 2 7-drop bombs.
Basically, the choice would be one of them's not making the cut most likely.
Yeah, he takes the Lotus Path Jin.
That's the safe pick.
He's happy to put person to his left into green.
Into double green. That's a tough one, though. Because both of those cards, I mean, Sandstep Mastodon is better than Ojitai in most scenarios. Just has more impact on the board more immediately. Also, if it gets immediately removed, you're still way up.
You still have the Bolster 5
Yeah.
left behind. So Pressure Point. There's a Sandstep Outcast 3rd pick. There's another Lotus Path Jin.
Uh-oh.
There's plenty of Aven Skirmishers for Christian Calcano here.
You said he wanted to be in these colors, and now he's opened a bomb rare in Jeskai, and he's gotten a 3rd pick. That's the best white common. It's one of the best commons in the whole set.
Yeah.
And just snaps it up 3rd pick. This is working out quite nicely. And interestingly, he's just blue-white so far.
Yeah.
Now that unfortunately only goes into one clan, so he will be looking to branch out into red. But you can get a nice blue-white core.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'll see people go blue-white, right? Jeskai Wind Scouts and Crippling Chills. And
oh, yeah. Soul Summons.
Will of Naga, a card that works really well in this deck. Well, there's an Abzan Sky Captain.
There's also a Wandering Champion down there. Well, the blue and the white do seem to be flowing here. The question is, does he want the Sky Captain or the Wandering Champion out of this pack?
I think he wants. It looks like he's got the Sky Captain much higher than the Wandering Champion.
Yeah, he didn't even really consider the champion there. I like the champion. I think it's good. And considering the fact that he's already got another 4-drop flyer, he's just added another one to his list here. Can get a little clunky.
Sure.
You start picking up too many 4s and 7s, and your deck can get away from you a little bit. So you'll have to keep an eye on that curve.
I mean, it's a 2-drop that can trade up.
Yeah. And left unchecked, it can get out of hand too.
So Rageborn, Aven Skirmisher, Jeskai Barricade.
He's going to take
by
the
Windscarred Craig. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
He's made lanes a big priority every time I've watched him draft.
Yeah. Now this is really insightful here too. Mark Herberholz, remember, he has no red cards.
Sure.
He just knows he's going to have some red.
But he knows that if he's going to have a 3rd color, it is most likely going to be red.
It is definitely going to be red. Yeah. There's just no other way to go.
You can Esper.
You can't Esper. He's got 2 full packs. He's going to pick up some Ifrit Weapon Masters or something like that, and he's going to want to be able to play those.
Another pack to your left. There should be 10 cards.
Tell me you haven't seen the blue-white flyer deck that just splashes a couple banishings. I mean, you don't want it.
No, that's true. You're right.
Is that Channel Harm?
It's a Channel Harm. There's also a Will of the Naga. Enhanced Awareness, too.
What do you like here?
I think I'd take the Will of the Naga. I have it a little higher than Channel Harm, generally speaking. I think you want one of those in your pile, and his deck might even want two, so I wouldn't mind scratching one of them off the list. I think they're pretty close.
Especially when you're racing with like prowess flyers in the air.
Totally. That's what, but you know what? Channel Harm's good with that too.
Sure.
It's just, it can get a little tricky at the high level here where people are going to be actually aware of the card and even able to play around it.
Look at this Whisk Away.
Just hiding right down there.
Super late Whisk Away. Harsh Sustenance also going very late.
Yeah, it looks like people aren't really in that color pair, but Whisk Away is a nice pickup, a good one-for-one removal spell here for Herberholz.
Excited to see what Calcano's drafting
I'm curious.
This table.
Yeah, and we're going to get a chance to see that.
Yeah, we are. Right after this one, while these guys are building, we'll replay that. There's a Cunning Strike.
There's your loyalties.
There's your Will of the Naga. There's another Channel Harm.
There is. They never play around the second one. Though it looks like he's got his eyes on it. Is he going to take it? Ah, that'd be interesting. Thought he was going to take the Cunning Strike here.
I like the Cunning Strike there a lot, but
oh, wow.
Double Channel Harm for Mark Herberholz.
He's going to try to get some people. That's what he's going to do.
He's just going to run off a semi-valuable Channel Harm.
Yeah, just to set up the one that they never see coming.
Oh, there's another Cunning Strike, but he also is looking at an Arishan Cleric.
Yeah,
just thinking about like
it's a curve thing.
Just thinking about his early turns.
Yeah, Cunning Strike's way better than Cleric. Cleric's barely playable, but you know when you have no 2-drops and he doesn't yet, that's the kind of thing you want.
Right, he had multiple Jeskai Elders in his last draft.
Yes.
Which were
excellent.
Sweet.
Yes.
Well, Haven Skirmisher did not get third picked in this draft.
Late Whisper of the Wilds. That makes me cringe.
Yeah, well, it makes
Mark
Herberholz cringe too. We were just having a conversation, by the way, with Mark Herberholz in between rounds, and he was talking about how much he loves hate drafting cards away from people. Like if there's nothing for him, he loves nothing more than to just
loves that feeling.
He's talking about how he misses Rochester draft because he can't look someone at the table in the eye as he takes the card away from them.
Insight into Herberholz's personality here. Interesting.
Yes.
Little bit of troll in there, maybe.
Greathorn Krishak or Refocus?
He's going to take Refocus, but I think I would take the Feral Krishak there. That's actually a somewhat of a problem for his deck, potentially. 5/4 just keeps.
No. I was talking about the 3/5, the white.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about cutting cards. Ethereal Ambush. You know, maybe he's banned.
Takes the Task of Cruelty, and Lightning Shrieker is just like, come on, somebody play me. No, I'm sorry, no one's playing you.
Somebody played that against me in a side draft.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They get you?
Nope. They did forget that it shuffled in, though.
Yeah.
I reminded them. Very helpful like that.
So there we take a look at Mark's deck. He can tap and untap something.
Yeah, so his biggest concern coming out of this pack here is his curve. He's got one 2-drop creature, and it's not very good at Arishan Cleric. Otherwise, he's Refocus and those type of cheap cantrip cards. But that's just you can fall behind so quickly with that. He used his early picks on very expensive spells: 2 Channel Harms, 2 4-drop creatures, and Ojutai. He's going to need to concentrate on getting that curve right back down again here.
Yeah, it might not be terrible for him. He's got the Whisper of the Wilds if he could, somehow be like blue-green.
Yeah. Totally. Blue-green splash white or blue-green white. I mean, there's enough lands that he could just be blue-green white, too. So, bant it up. We'll see. But again, it's that curve is really going to be his focus here.
So there's a Windscarred Crag. There's a Mind Swipe.
I like that Misfire Weaver right there. Wow. Is there 2 lands in this pack?
There are.
And they're both for him?
Yeah. Red, white, and red, blue.
Swiftwater
Cliffs and
too.
Windscarred Crag,
Yeah, well, and there's also a Mantis, too. High Spire Mantis. That's tough. You know, he's going to have to take this
But you know, nothing.
misfire
Remember
here.
that other pack we talked about with his opening pack, when we're like something's going to come around?
Yeah, it did it. No, you're right. Wow. Yeah,
nothing
that's
really,
tough.
nothing really came back around
But
for him.
that was
around
a
that
curve pick. I mean, High Spire Mantis is super solid, but he doesn't want another 4-drop. He needs to start taking 2s and 3s to get some creatures down.
Draft. Play the pack to your right. There should be 13 cards.
All right.
Pick up your pack. You have 40 seconds.
So Barrage of Boulders, a Watcher of the Roost. Wow. Jeskai Student, Force Away.
I'm a huge Watcher of the Roost fan.
Yeah.
I love that card. I just feel like it overperforms every time I play it. You know, not in an overwhelming way, but just like, you really pulled your weight, little bird.
So, wow. Tuskguard Capricorn.
Yeah, green continues to be open, though. It is still early in this pack.
5 seconds.
But Savage Punch, Tuskguard Captain.
Draft. Play the pack to your right. There should be 12 cards.
Remember his last draft, he got past. There was, you know,
What, 3 flying crane
Narset
techniques?
tabled around. There were multiple 3 flying train techniques that he had an option to take. Took 2 of them.
Played 1.
Yeah, played 1. So Jeskai Wind Scout or Swiftwater Cliffs here. It's the Wind
Slam
Scout,
and
right?
Scout, yeah.
Yeah.
He's he has now picked up multiple 3-drops here, so he's actually starting to fill out that curve quite nicely. He's prioritized it early and been helped out quite a bit. So there's 3 3-drops in a row for Herberholz here. And he's really hoping to pick up a few of these lands on the wheel.
Yeah.
It's unclear whether they're gonna come back or not, but that's what he wants to see. If a few of those were to hang out for him and come back, he'd be
People
thrilled.
are the lands go a little more quickly in Fate Reforged than they do in the cons packs.
Yeah, because you get 4 packs in and then there's like not that much stuff, and it's like, well, I'll just take the land. I guess.
Yeah. They're just higher up in the pick order. It sounds like there's a little bit of a delay here on the official side.
Remember, we do time drafts here. On
Maybe
day
and
2 at
also
a
if
GP.
if there's a miscount, if someone flips up a card, you know, someone.
But that can even happen at a different table.
Yeah. They'll just hold up. Then Mark puts his cards down.
You see Herberholz has his hat on backwards. That's actually a requirement for
Yeah,
when
it's
you're
either
doing
take
time
it's right.
drafts.
No hat, no brim of your hat. Judges will walk around the table and they watch everyone's eyes.
Yep.
And they're looking at people's eyes to make sure that they're not looking at other players' cards sitting around the table as they're drafting.
That's right.
So it's like your eyes are forward, looking at your cards only. There's a Treasure Cruise, a Crippling Chill, another Watcher of the Roost, which
I love picking up
gets
another Watcher here.
sorted pretty quickly here.
Yeah, to me, it's between Watcher and Treasure Cruise. Treasure Cruise just being an option if he wants a
story
big
of
card
your
draw
life.
spell. Yeah, Treasure Cruise and something else.
Yeah.
But I like Watcher a lot. I mean, he's effectively got a blue-white skies deck, as we call it right now, where he's going to set up a bunch of flyers and some defensive creatures on the ground and just try to beat you in the air.
Did he end up with a Will of the Naga? Or no?
Yes.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Yeah.
Play the pack to your right. There should be 10 cards.
I think he would prefer to have 2, but he'll settle.
There's a Teamer Charm. Wetland Sandbar, and 2-drop for him. Also looking at the cancel.
Cancel is on his radar. It's not too bad. It certainly goes best in a deck either like this or like the deck that Gerard Fabiano likes to play, where you can just attack their resources and counter their most important things. In a deck like Herberholz's, though, he's going to try to get an Air Force set up, and then he's going to try to just counter anything that interacts with that.
Pick up your pack. You have 20 seconds.
But he takes the 2-drop. Disdainful
He
Stroke.
took the cancel.
Oh, he took the cancel.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, I looked away for a second.
I think he did. And
Took the
there's
Disdainful Stroke, yeah. Gerard Fabiano first picked that.
This is getting a
in the
little
draft we
sketchy, though.
watched.
There was no other cards in that pack for him, not even a consideration.
Yeah.
So
And there's nothing that really pushes you for wanting to be in Jeskai here.
Right, and you mentioned it that those other cards didn't come back in pack 1. We could have 3 Jeskai drafters at this table. I mean, this could get a little. These next 2 packs are going to be very telling about what he can expect to get in the 3rd pack too.
Oh, hello. Treasure Cruise. Snowhorn Teamer, by the way, continues to be open.
It is very open. Waterwhirl's an interesting pickup. It goes along the lines of what you were just saying. Exactly.
5 seconds.
Arguably worse, arguably better. It kind of depends on the scenario.
It goes with the Treasure Cruise, though. You can't quite pull the trigger on it.
I just feel like that's your insurance plan.
Right.
If you flood out, if they kill all your creatures, you have a Treasure Cruise to get you back in the game.
And if you don't have a ton of removal, you can trade your creatures.
Here's a chill.
Yeah. You can trade your creatures and then restock.
Yes.
When you're both at parity.
Absolutely. Treasure Cruise, never leave home without it. That card is great.
Draft. Land the pack to your right. There should be 6 cards.
What is he looking for? What card does he want to open when we go into that last cons pack? Like what's?
Well, it's funny because
look at that
he's
teamer.
really settled in white-blue. He still doesn't have red cards to speak of.
Look at that Teamer Charm just lazing its way about the table. All these white drafters.
It is the worst of the charm cycle, but it's still totally playable.
Yeah.
There should be 5 cards.
Well, there was a Snowhorn Rider in the pack ahead of it too.
Which is great.
Pick up your pack with 10 seconds.
So there's a student.
Nothing else is coming back though, BDM. You noticed it in the first pack, and I'm going to say it here. He just didn't get anything back. It looked pretty likely that he was going to get something out of his pack 2, pick 1, I should say, and he got nothing.
Yeah. Oh, we know Calcano likes to draft white cards.
Yes.
And if there's another drafter at the table with the same predilection, then he's going to be really hard pressed. And there hasn't been anything that's been like the Jeskai card, right? That might make its way later on the table. That where they've been white or blue cards, which can end up in other decks.
There should be 2 cards. Pick up your pack. You have 5 seconds.
Take Shatter over Quiet Contemplation, in case you were wondering how to properly evaluate Quiet Contemplation. So here we go. Take a look.
Blue-white it is. So you were asking about what he wants to open here. I mean, dream scenario, he opens Wingmate Rock or High Sentinels of Aerishin. Those are the 2 that he would pick if he had just the literal choice of it.
He has no urgency to be in red at all.
No, I don't think. I think that, maybe an Efreet Weapon Master or 2 down the line could sneak their way in, but he just doesn't really have any need
haven't
for
even
it.
seen one.
No, he's not the only one in Jeskai, and I guess he's not technically in Jeskai, but he's not the only one in this type of deck. So he's going to have to scrap together some playables here. He's certainly well on his way. I mean, his deck looks fine.
I was just saying, he can certainly come out early in the air and then sit back with some crippling chills.
And some cancels.
And then cancel, and then a couple of channel harms.
Yes.
And
yeah, that's his plan. This has been a plan in Limited for a really long time. And it looks like he's got the deck to do it. He would like to see as many more flyers as he can get. Maybe a Dragon's Eye Savants to help shore up the ground game and give him some more info. I like where the deck's going. I think he does need a boost in this last pack here, though, to really put it into the, thumbs up category. Right now, it's like.
Jeskai Elder was a card he had in his last deck. Had a couple of those.
Totally.
Something he'd like to see there in the 2
Oh,
slot.
yes, absolutely. Probably the best 2-drop he can get.
Those of you that are completed the second pack.
Where's Herberholz from?
Michigan.
Pretty close to here.
Yeah.
Just north.
Those other draft pods can catch up.
But he also played in the GP in San Jose, trying to get his way back in.
He's trying to get back on the Pro Tour.
Yeah.
We all finish at the same time and move over to build at the same time. We apologize for making you late, but in order to do this in an orderly
We're getting an announcement from the judges.
and unfortunately, He has a lot of irregularities and cracks that are beyond our control that can cause.
We have a 2-minute pause. This is why you see these players kind of like, oh, come on, I just want to open this next pack.
In 2 minutes.
Valentin Mackel, on the other hand, says, all right, nap time.
Yeah.
See you guys in a couple of minutes.
Like,
And I can't blame him. I mean, one thing about Valentin, he's the one on the right there with his head down. He flies over here from Europe to play in GPs very frequently.
well, he may have just stayed in the state. He was, he may have been doing the tour.
No, he flew in. I talked to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even just for this one?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I assumed he was, in Miami and then came here. And,
Florian. And the other Florian, there's two Florians here.
Yeah.
There was a group of 4 that did make a similar trip like that, BDM, that they went to all the last 3 GPs, including Miami. And they've been in the States for about a month, traveling around, drafting. I was talking to him yesterday, and he was saying they were. I was like, "Did you guys get any drafts in?" And he's like, "Yeah, 2 to 3 a day."
Okay.
Yeah, they were drafting primarily on Magic Online. A lot of them kind of huddle around the laptop in their hotels or wherever, and doing that. But Valentin, he just jet sets on in here on a Wednesday and hangs out for a couple of days, and then
tries to get his clock to adjust.
Yeah. And it didn't work.
So sitting next to Mackel is Eric Blanchett,
who we saw on camera.
Eric handed Gerard a loss, and he handed Mark Herberholz a loss.
Eric and his friend Anna Fenza.
Yeah, 3-0.
Impressive stuff.
Yeah. And he is the last undefeated player, although there's a blemish. He's 11-0-1.
Gotcha.
So there's nobody with a perfect record now.
But he is the number 1 player in the field right now coming in. Okay.
Yeah. Just in standing order, it goes Eric Blanchett, Alexander John, Gerard Fabiano, Christian Calcano, Joseph Cambarakis, Mark Herberholz, Valentin Mackel, and Ross Merriam, 1 through 8. So, as we said, Blanchett handed Mark his 1 loss, so Mark would love to avenge that at the tables.
Sure.
Mark felt that. I talked to him. He said he felt like he played that last turn against Eric, which we watched on camera. He felt like he played that wrong. Like maybe he should have just let Eric make an attack into him, not use the Dragon Style Twins offensively.
Oh, you mean the flying crane?
The flying crane technique. Sorry, yeah. Not use the flying crane technique offensively, but rather sit back on his guys.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't lethal. It was 14, and he was at 15.
Yeah.
There are 14 cards.
So there we go. Pack 3. Anything could be in here.
Wingmate Rock?
Wing Wraith.
High Sentinels? Maybe a flying crane technique? That is something that would entice him to splash.
Here we go.
Ooh.
So there's a Mardu Heart Piercer. There's a Jeskai Ascendancy. That's a card. There's an Efreet Weaponsmith.
Weapon Master.
Weapon Master. I keep calling it Smith.
And that thing's not coming back. I am really curious to see what he picks here, because this is a big decision about whether you want to stay blue-white or do you want to make use of that Windscarred Craig.
He's not thinking about that Jeskai Ascendancy.
Is this on the student here? Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah. He's like, I need 2 drops.
He's valuing consistency over power here if he takes it.
He's like, I'm a 2-color deck.
And he's making a big statement about it too, because both of those cards are quite powerful in this deck.
There you go. He's like, I'm going to be a 2-color deck.
Well, that decision's done.
He has 1 land that gives him red mana.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to splash that Ascendancy at this point.
Still, a student? I wasn't even thinking the Ascendancy. I think he might just want the Heart Piercer. He's looking to be, an attacking deck in the air. He can get raid enabled easily.
Well, there's a Force Away. I think it looks at Set Adrift for a second. Oh, Mardu Horde Chief. And it's going to be the Horde Chief.
I like the Horde Chief here for sure.
Yeah.
He saw the burn away, and your heart jumps. You're like, oh no, is all the red going to start flowing now? And I should have jumped on the train, but no, he actually had 2 great options in his colors.
Yeah.
Force Away's fantastic in his deck too.
Of the away themed deck, Force Away might be a little better than Burn Away.
Yeah, especially in Herberholz's list.
Yeah, and if he can just be 2-color, not have to need any real mana fixing, then that's great.
There should be 12 cards. Pick up your pack. You have 35 seconds.
Winterflame, a third Watcher of the Roost.
Oh, to the
There's
skies,
a Tranquil Cove,
friends.
another Mardu. Horde Chief, a Smite the Monstrous.
I'd be surprised if he took the Cove here. You said that he does favor the lands quite heavily, but as a 2-color deck, it's just not that important.
I would be surprised if he took the Cove over.
Wow. Those were 2 premium options for him. And he's just a straight 2-color deck. Like, we play these decks all the time with no fixing in regular limited.
Right.
You know, it's considered a luxury, right? It's like, oh, I've got a dual land. That's even better. But it's not a necessity to resolve your spells.
Again, maybe he's expecting one of those white cards to come back around.
God, he would be so brave if he thinks that. Those were premium white spells, especially the Horde Chief.
You have 30 seconds.
Speaking of premium white spells,
He
Feet of Resistance.
doesn't have to wait, does he? First card off the top. He might get Whirlwind Adept back from his first pick of this pack. I think that's what his dream is.
Right.
You know, a nice little curve topper for him.
What would you have taken out of that previous pack?
Another Horde Chief.
Oh, over the Watcher?
Yeah, I think it's close. Like, you could flip a coin and I'd be happy with either. I just think Horde Chief is slightly more powerful just on its face.
Draft. Let the pack to your left. There should be 10 cards. Pick up your pack. You have 25 seconds.
There's another student.
Yeah, he first picked the other one. That's all he's getting.
Yeah. So blue-white, prowess, flyers. Not really passing anything either here.
Nope. This
Abomination of Godal.
pack, yeah, certainly not for him. This pack was pretty bleh for him.
Let the pack to your left. There should be 9 cards.
Just Guy Student, not an exciting pick. Will certainly make the cut though.
I like Just Guys.
Pick up your
I don't
pack.
like
You
it.
have 20 seconds.
He doesn't do it for me.
There's a Windscarred Crag.
Ooh, I like a Glacial Stalker here.
Yeah.
Hello, friend.
Yeah, I think Mark heard you.
Glacial Stalker just gives him some more ground game. He is either a blocker or an attacker. It does both quite well. If he's got the skies locked up, he can play a Glacial Stalker down on the ground, attack, pass a turn back, flip it up and block. Or he can just use it to attack if he finds himself in such a luxurious
Pick up your
position.
pack. You have 15 seconds.
Disdainful Stroke. Oh, Take Up Arms and Smite the Monstrous.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to take the Smite here.
Looks like he's got the Disdainful Stroke
He's already got one of those.
on
It's
the top of
interesting.
his pick order here. Yeah.
He wants another one.
Takes the stroke.
5 seconds.
I think I like taking the Smite here. It kills all the dragons and stuff that can get in your way.
Pack to your left. There should
He's
be
not
7
great
cards.
against bombs.
Yeah, he
He's
does.
okay against them. Like, he can tap down and
He's
out
got
of
some,
commission for a little
tempo,
while.
but he doesn't really have any removal.
Right.
I don't think he has any removal.
Probably started. Whoa!
Wow.
Are you lost? Why are you here? Jeez.
Maybe it was stuck to the Jeskai banner
Remember,
for a
this
while.
is the pack. This is the pack where he first picked a student. Like, he gets like a 7th pick Einak Bonkin. He would have taken that over the student in a heartbeat.
6 cards.
Wow, that was fortunate.
Pick up your pack. You have 10 seconds.
Oh, this is the pack he
this-
opened here, and you can see he got the Jeskai Ascendancy back, but he's going to have to settle for Cutting Barrage because it wrecks him.
Draft.
You know, I was thinking he wanted to get back that the Whirlwind Adept,
Pick up your pack. You have 10 seconds.
but it looks like he was just a little bit more
Wow,
afraid.
the Force Away came back.
I'm surprised by that. That's fantastic for him. That card goes so well in his deck too.
Draft. Let the pack to your left. There should be 4 cards.
This deck's sweet.
Yeah, this deck is really coming together now.
5 seconds.
That Force Away was massive, and there's a
Wow.
Crippling Chill
Crippling
too.
Chill and Smite the Monstrous.
Takes the Smite
Now
over
I
the
think-
Chill.
Well, we talked about it. He has no answer,
Yeah,
permanent answer
but
to a
Chill.
dragon.
Pack. You have 5 seconds.
Wow. A couple of interesting choices there, but either way, he's getting some great stuff on the super wheel here. I did not think that those were coming back.
No?
Like that Force Away being there is, I was shocked.
Draft. Please pass the last card. Leave the cards in a single
Wow.
pile
Wow. So blue-white straight up. I like the discipline he showed though. That was really good.
Yeah, lots of 2-drops, plenty of 3-drops, and
No
then
red.
has a long game with OGT